How to overcome social anxiety and awkwardness.
Had to hop over fences and climb up the ladder to get what I want, bitch. I'm just getting better. They tried to tell me I would never be shit. Look at me now, body built like a brick. Sleep all you want, but I'm chasing my dreams. Everything I do is fucking supreme. Came from the hood, ain't shit sweet about me.
Welcome back to my channel, Soul Family. This is Deity, Princey. I'm so glad you're here, Abundant. Let's get right into the video. So, how do you overcome social anxiety and social awkwardness? These two are completely different topics, but they're interchangeable for those who may have had a similar experience like me, being around narcissists, going through childhood abuse, traumas. These things can very much be interchangeable, because social anxiety is when you feel this pressure around people. You may feel humiliation, you may feel shame. Okay, social anxiety is so deep, especially if you were not socialized, right? Different parts of your life. For me, growing up, I wasn't socialized for the very first 4 years of social development that children need. I wasn't socialized for 4 to 5 years. I was, going through childhood trauma, being sexually assaulted. So I had no clue of how to socialize with people, and I used to feel so much anxiety from it and so much shame and fear, and I felt isolated. You feel isolated when you're amongst a bunch of people, and even if they want you to be a part of it, right? Even if they're encouraging you, hey, come sit with us, and you feel this pressure because you may not know what to say, you may not know how to be, or the opposite. You may be sitting there alone and you may want to connect, but you may not know how to connect. Social anxiety is an inconvenience to your experience, and I'm going to speak on this first. So the way you can help yourself with your social anxiety, this is what I did. You got to just dive in, but you take your time. We are all scientists, you guys. Yes, there are professionals. I have my master's degree. I'm a former master clinician, but you are the textbook, okay? You are the textbook. And in therapy, there is exposure therapy. There is a practice, exposure therapy. You can do this with yourself. You can do this with a professional as well to gain more help and more clarity. But you can start to take the steps to just put yourself out there. So start small, doing the things that you like. You like ice cream? Go get yourself that ice cream. Okay, get done up, get cute, feel good about yourself. Before you go into a public place, already feel good about yourself, so that way when you go there, you already can distinguish your own emotions, your joy of self versus other people's. And when you walk with this confidence, it's the law of vibration. It's the law of cause and effect. What you put out, you get back. Inputs and outputs. But the cause of vibration as well, the law of vibration, when you're walking around feeling good, you're going to vibrate to experiences that are a reflection of how you are feeling. Your emotions attract your reality. Your thoughts are the perpetrator, but the emotions are the ones that are consistent with that thought. If you are having this thought consistently, like, I know I'm lit, I know I look good, I know I feel good, and you keep on having this ruminating thought about yourself and how much you love yourself, your emotions are going to match that. You look at yourself, you feel love, you feel joy, you feel bliss. Now when you go out in public, people see that it's a vibration. Just like if you talk bad about yourself, if you tell yourself you're not nothing, your subconscious, your body feels this, which is your ego is going to reflect that back to you. So if you talk bad about yourself, your ego is going to prove to you you're absolutely right. So if you're feeling like I'm not nothing, why me? Why would they want to sit with me? Now you're going to be sitting there and you're right. Why would they want to sit with you? Now you're sitting alone. That's just an example. But how you feel, whatever you think, so it shall be. So that can help you with your social anxiety by starting on an inner with you and allowing yourself to take small steps. I'm not saying jump into a crowd of people, but you go into a nice restaurant, somewhere where you know it's a low crowd of people, a certain time of the day, just to get used to it. The more you do it, the more it's a muscle and it's built and it's constructed. Now you're going to want to challenge yourself. Now you're ready to go to a bigger event, a medium-sized event. You go from low, medium to high. Now, let's talk about social awkwardness. Social awkwardness is still a stem from having social anxiety too. Social awkwardness is that feeling of uncomfortability because you may not have been taught, again, how to socialize. So now it feels awkward. When I was growing up, you guys, I had a huge thing with looking people in the eyes. I had a lot of things, but you guys gonna learn more as you subscribe and go along this journey with me. We're on this journey together. But I could not look at someone in their eyes. It was the weirdest thing ever to me. Like that, it felt like death, okay? Having to look at someone in the eyes, no. Now, I mastered it. I mastered it. But those are symptoms from that, okay? Because you weren't taught. Even shaking a hand, right? Shaking a hand. Nobody taught you how to really do that. So being in that predicament, you know how they say, oh, you got a limp noodle or whatever, like, because you don't know what to do. Even though that can be also counterintuitive, because not everybody wants to be touched anyway. Not wanting to be touched has nothing to do with social awkwardness or anxiety. That's a personal space. If I don't want to be touched, it does not mean I'm awkward or I have anxiety. I just don't want you touching me. Like, what? So that's a half and half. But if you are the person that wants to engage in this, the business world, the corporate world, that's something to be developed and built upon. Social awkwardness can also come in a form of difficulty to develop a conversation, to start a conversation with someone, to, be the first one to speak. Or if someone speaks to you, if someone walks up to you and they want to talk to you and now you're just like, damn, I don't know what to talk about. You either don't know what to talk about or you're trauma dump. That's also social awkwardness if you're just trauma dumping because you haven't healed, you haven't sought out a professional, okay, you haven't done that inner work. So that can be social awkwardness too, because now it's like it's two sides of the extreme or the low. So social awkwardness can also be dealt with by just centering yourself. Always remember to center yourself, whether it's anxiety, whether it's awkwardness, no matter what you're feeling, come back to self and be present with you. Who are you? Ask yourself these questions. Who am I? What do I stand for? How am I feeling right now? What do I want to do? Check in with yourself. It's not about anyone else. When you come here, Deity, Princey is always going to tell you, you come first. You come first. No one comes before you, because you cannot show up for other people if you are not well intact. So how are you feeling? If you don't want to go, guess what? You don't have to. See, it's a big difference too if you are an introvert. I'm half and half. I'm half introverted and half extroverted, so I can relate, because too much extroversion gives me an overload. Okay, I have a sensory overload. Like, I get overly stimulated really quick, even being in my own space. Just washing my hair, honestly, I get overstimulated at the end. I'm like, I gotta sit down and take a little break. So you have to know yourself. That's self-mastery. Knowing yourself will help you to navigate. Do I want to be here, or would I rather be home right now? And that's okay too. And that's okay. This is for those who want to push themselves, but I also want to be a reminder to let you know, you do what makes you feel great. Just because you want to be to yourself does not mean you have social anxiety or awkwardness. You may just very much love your own company, because I do. I love being with me and my man. If I can enjoy my own time, that's a plus for life. And I had to develop that. Because growing up, I didn't enjoy my own time. But once I did, now I'm winning. Because I don't have to be around people. I can very much be alone and still beat to the sound of my own drum. Because we're here to enjoy our own experience. So I encourage you to just sit with yourself. You know what's best for you. You can always push yourself. You can always develop yourself. You can always go farther. But you wanting to maybe disconnect and not be in these social environments too, that's okay too, because what if you do the flip? What if you are online? What if you're engaging with people? What if you're making content? That's coming outside of your shell. That's showing the world, oh look, this is what I like to talk about. This is who I am. So you get to choose, my love. You literally have options. You are a creator. You get to create. You can create your own way. Drop a comment below. Let me know how you work and navigate through your social anxieties and your social awkwardness. Peace, love, and light. And remember, stay rich and stay dangerous, abundant, period.
It's in my dreams. Everything I do is fucking supreme. Came from the hood, ain't shit sweet about me.